Today we will be discussing the system of rational numbers. What's the problem? It's in math. The teacher I interviewed believed there was not enough Chromebooks available at the school to be able to incorporate the technology in the lessons frequently. The school only had one cart, which is about 33 Chromebooks available for both 6th and 7th grade to share. Who is the lesson for? The lesson will be best used for 6th graders who are 11 or 12. It will teach them about rational and irrational numbers in math. How does this lesson work? We will be discussing technology selected to fix the problem, how I will use the technology to help solve the issue, standard alignment, and how will I assess the students. Solution to shortage of Chromebooks. The use of smartboards as much as possible for EDU creations and peer group math games. The smartboard will allow the students to participate all together, and the teachers will not have to worry about fighting for enough Chromebooks. Technologies I have selected to fix the issue: EDU creations, math games, and paper test assessments. What are irrational numbers? A number that can be expressed as an infinite decimal with no set of consecutive digits repeating itself indefinitely and that cannot be expressed as the quotient of two integers. An example would be pi. What are rational numbers? A number that can be expressed as an integer or the quotient of an integer divided by a non-zero integer. An example would be -7 or 2. Let's begin with Tool 1, EDU Creations Video 1. The students will need to watch the irrational versus rational numbers video. Once they have finished watching the first video, the teacher will discuss what the students should have learned from the specific video. She will do some examples on the board to help the students understand the concept if they got lost anywhere while watching the video on the smartboard. The second video they will need to watch is Rational Numbers on a Number Line. The students will need to completely watch this video provided by the teacher, and the students will not have to do anything on individual computers. Once they have watched it, they should understand the concept behind rational numbers on a number line. The teacher will want to do a few examples on the board for extra practice before they move on to math games. Purpose of EDU Creations. EDU Creations will allow the students to learn different subjects based on what lessons they are watching, learn to pay attention, learn to take well-written notes to study with. The teacher can watch the students to see if they are paying attention. They can re-watch them at home for practice, and the students can have a lesson if the teacher is gone for the day. Tool 2, Math Games. After they have learned the concept of rational and irrational numbers from the videos, they will move on to practice them. I picked out games from mathgames.com that will allow the students to practice their skills that they learned from the videos. Purpose of math games. Math games will allow the students to get extra practice, learn to enjoy education, help them study their material before a test, help them stay focused and engaged in the lesson, and show them that they are smart and capable of the work being given from the teacher. Why we assess the students. We assess the students not to compare them to others, but to see their progress over the course of the year. By giving them tests, we are able to see if they are learning the standards that they must learn to move on to the next grade. Group assessments or individual assessments. Individual assessments. This shows what they learned, doesn't push the work on one student, and each student learns on a different level. Assessment that will be used. The assessment chosen for the students will have 15 multiple choice questions, including true, false, word problems, and numbers. Answers to the test. After the students take the individual tests, the teachers will pass out the test to different students. She would put the answer key up onto the smartboard. The students will then peer edit the test before they turn it in to the teacher. The students can fix their answers before they turn it in. Why let the students fix their mistakes? The students learn from their mistakes. If they see what they do wrong, then they are less likely to make that mistake in the future. By letting the students fix their mistakes, they do better on the assessments and learn from it. Aligning with standards. The two standards that I picked that work best with this lesson are content.6.ns.c.5 and content.6.ns.c.6. Point 5 says, understand that positive and negative integers are used together to describe quantities having opposite directions or values explaining the meaning of 0. Point 6 says, understand a rational number as a point on the number line. How does it address these standards? Because you discuss positive and negative numbers when discussing rational and irrational numbers, it meets the Point 5 Arkansas standard. By using the video on EDU Creations, which talks about rational and irrational numbers on a number line, it follows the standard for 4.6.